Well, as we are all aware, on the 25th of January 2010, general elections were held in the Federation. In particular, reference to the matter at hand, the Honorable Minister Glenn Phillip, who sits immediately to my right, contested the elections on behalf of the Labour Party. Mr. Lindsay Grant contested the elections on behalf of the People's Action Movement, and the returning officer was Steve Rensford. The count was completed shortly after 3 o'clock on the morning of Tuesday, the 26th of January. Upon the completion of the count, Steve Rensford returned the Honourable Minister as the candidate who had been duly elected. The Minister received 1,185 votes. Mr. Lindsay Grant received 1,156 votes. The difference being 29 votes. Mr. Lindsay Grant was dissatisfied with the count, and so he moved the court, I think it was on February the 15th, seeking to set aside those results and to have him return or cause a by-election to be held. In the dissatisfaction claimed as pleaded in his petition, he complained of an undue election. He said the election was a sham, that the minister engaged in bribery, that he engaged in cheating, that he engaged in undue influence, in that he fraudulently procured a number of persons to vote for him. In particular, too, he made certain allegations about the minister's wife, which I, for want of a better word, which is rather insidious, I would say indecent and uncalled for. He alleged that Melissa Andresia Phillip, the wife of the first named respondent, interfered in the election, actively campaigning for her husband in the run-up to the election, and is ipso facto his agent for the purposes of the election law, and that the said Mrs. Phillip has 2 brothers, that is, brothers-in-law of the first named respondent, who do not live in constituency number 4, and that she caused their names to be on the register of voters and transported them there to vote fraudulently. That was indecent, and the judge quite properly put that bit of indecency in the out-of-order bundle. All the allegations against Mr. Phillip, all the insidious allegations against Dr. Denzil Douglas, the leader of the Sinkis Nevis Labour Party, and all the allegations against what he describes as against the prominent members of the Sinkis Nevis Labour Party, all the allegations of inducement, bribery, fraud, cheating, procurement, all of them went by the board. And each and every one of the allegations was roundly denounced by the learned judge. And so we're here today merely to say that the Honourable Minister is well seated in his seat and we can now focus his attention on the very serious ministry which he has to oversee. In all the premises, therefore, I would say that it was a lot of work. Of course, there would always be doubts one way or the other, but speaking for myself, I had no doubt about the legal rectitude of Mr. Phillip's position, and the court vindicated him. Thank you very much.